What's up, y'all? What up? What up? What up? What up? What's up, family? What's up, everybody? What's up? What's up, brother? How you doing?
What's going on?
Hey, man, I appreciate you coming in, man. Mad respect for you taking the time to come and really address some very serious allegations head on. Uh, Obviously, you got a huge platform, man. I
I
got a
came
ton
to
of.
I came to talk about my car show this weekend in Memphis, man.
I'll let
My
you. We
car
can
show
talk
this
some
weekend
car
in
show
Memphis.
shit, cause but people really want to. We can bring up the
I was
car
just
show, but
fucking with you.
you
Ask
know
what you
what
want
the
to ask.
people
Ask
really
what you
want
want
to
to
hear.
ask. Ask what you want to ask, my nigga. We good.
But tell us about the car show. Let's talk
Now
about
I'm
your
just
car show, man.
messing
Memphis.
with you. I'm just messing with
Come
you,
on,
man.
let's
Car
talk
show this
about.
weekend.
Let's give you the
We do the
plug on the
car show.
car
Car
show.
show tickets are selling. We ain't got to worry about that. Let's talk about what you want to talk about. Well, first I want to say, I seen the live that you did, and I thought it was whack. First of all, and I'm gonna tell you why I thought it was whack, and you can ask me whatever you want.
All right, let's go.
And the reason I thought it was whack is because you know me. You've been to my seminars. You spoke on I think a seminar or two.
No, I never spoke.
You never spoke, but you've been to a seminar or two, and you know that we did those seminars to teach people how to do real estate and to encourage people how to do real estate. So the fact that you said it was trash was kind of weak, especially when you know my number. We just spoke many times. But I get what you're doing. But I told you earlier on the phone, because we spoke a couple of times. I said, me and you, we alike in certain ways because we like to expose the fake shit. And that's one thing I say. I don't like when people take advantage of our people. But go ahead, ask away. Let's go.
No, man. First off, man, I've never been at one of your events as a speaking capacity, but I came to the big event that you had at the Javits, which I said on the live. I said, "Yo, first off, you packed that bitch out." I came in, and my initial impression was very impressed. I said, "I've never seen people bring people together for that scale for financial literacy." I thought it was one of the most amazing things I saw from a wide-eyed lens, right? To have our people, Hispanics, Black, all in the room getting education. I'm like,
Yeah.
yo, that's dope as fuck.
I mean,
And I'll be transparent.
you
Coming
said it was
into
trash yesterday,
come,
and,
come,
and,
now
and
hold
that
on,
was
let me finish. Now I'm gonna
go
finish.
ahead. Go
Now
ahead.
coming I was expecting to get some information and some knowledge, and I felt
Mm,
like it was a lot left to be had when it came to the information piece.
mm,
It wasn't filled with game that I expected to get from the. It was more like, hey, here's who I go where I find my websites at. Here's where I go to get hard money lenders. But it
mm.
wasn't real estate knowledge. And here's my problem with a lot of these situations is that very big platforms like yourself, man, like so many people respect your platform. You are a celebrity. You got millions of people that listen to you on a daily basis. You got a partner of yours who is accused of some very serious allegations. Millions of dollars have been alleged to be scammed at this point, right? I want to ask you first and foremost, when we start looking at these events, which starts becoming a marketing funnel, right? People start now coming into mentorships. They come to these events to be able to get game. But then most of these events, there's that same thing that you talked about that you don't like, the upsell. See, because I pay attention, right? You had a major problem with people who had live events and then they didn't teach much information, and then they do these upsells for higher mentorships, et cetera, investment opportunities. Well, it seems as if that's what's now happened with you and Caesar, because
Mm.
now you're hearing the same exact thing that you said that you didn't like, which was these very outlandish prices as far as mentorships and plus $1 million plus people saying they've been defrauded out of money.
Mm.
So I'm looking at you and I'm saying, hey, you got a large platform. How are you any different than with the people that you said you didn't like? The
Okay.
other people that were frauds.
Mm. Well, For anybody that hasn't been to my seminars, the reason we created these seminars was because we wanted to teach people about real estate and get them into real estate without spending $10,000 like a lot of these seminars were doing. My whole idea was if you have 10,000, I'd rather you use that 10,000 and try to put it into a house, a property, or whatever it may be. So, you know, my real estate thing, you say you didn't learn. I mean, hey, that's you. But the seminar, what we did was we brought people to the seminar that they would need. I brought auction.com, which is a site where people go to get properties from, and it taught them how to go on that property to buy properties. They didn't have to pay for that. I brought Matt, I don't even know what Matt's thing is, Matt the lender. And what Matt did, Matt helped people get loans, talked about FHA, talked about property without paying extra. We had hard money lenders there that told people about hard money lenders and how to get hard money lenders. We had credit repair. That was a guy that helped people fix their credit. We had people who do wholesale, which I don't do wholesale. I can't explain wholesale, but we had somebody there to break down what wholesale was and how to get it done. Now, all those pieces of people explaining that, niggas usually would have to pay money for that. But it was all free. There was never an upsell. There was no, well, to learn this information, you have to do this. There was never an upsell in any of my thing. The only thing that was ever sold was some T-shirts that said landlord, trap lord. And that's anybody that's been on any of my seminar. There was no upsells. We didn't upsell shit. There was not an upsell. There was nothing that you can buy then at any of my seminars. So the upsell thing, well, there was no upsell. So there was nothing that you can buy. Now, has anybody ever gave me $1, a dime, a nickel, a quarter, $100, $1,000, $100,000, or $500,000, or $1 million? Not one person. Because I'm making my business not to take money from nobody. And there's nobody on this live, and there's nobody in here that could ever say Envy, they gave Envy $1. I done helped everybody get homes. I done helped over 1,000 people get into homes. And that's celebrities, from Terrence J to Sean King to so many different people get houses. To regular people get into a house using FHA credit or regular loans. And when they say, Envy, let me give you something, I'm like, I don't need it. Because I honestly did this to help my people. And there's not nobody else that can say that they did. No, nobody.
Hey,
now,
many investors trusted your business partner based off your relationship, right?
I'm glad that you said that. So now,
and I want to ask you a question, like, as a public figure, how do you feel your responsibility for like your actions and his actions, and how does your professional view on all that play a part?
Okay,
how do you feel like what do you feel like your part is in this?
I love that question. This is the thing. I have many different partners. I got partners that own water. I got partners when it comes to real estate. I got partners when it comes to clothing lines. I got partners when it comes to many different things. Many different things. So let me ask you a question. Me and you own a barbershop, right? The barbershop does well. On the side, you're a pedophile. And I don't know you're a pedophile. Are they going to say DJ Envy's partner is a pedophile and I knew about it? No, nigga, I didn't know what you did on the side or what you was doing. Not to say that even Caesar was doing anything right or wrong, because I honestly don't know. That's between them and whatever happened. But did I say, here, take this money and give it to this person or do this with this money? I never did. And nobody's ever come to me. And anybody who's ever came, if you ever came to my seminar, I tell everybody on this stage, whether it's credit repair or it's a conventional lender, do your homework, because I don't trust anybody. And I said that. And I said the reason I don't trust anybody is because, like anything in this world, somebody will treat me different because I'm a quote-unquote celebrity than they'll treat somebody else. And if you've been to my seminars, I say that 1,000,000 times where people, the speakers get offended sometimes. But the reason I do that is because I don't trust people. I don't trust anybody. I don't. That's just me. Even with real estate, I'm not a person that just buys because I never seen. I need to touch the house. I need to feel it. I need to walk through it. I need to know things on my own. So if by you putting out DJ Envy and a picture of me and Caesar saying that y'all did that, I didn't scam nobody for no money. I didn't take no money. And like I said, the thing with me and you is where I go from different is you know me. You say you didn't have my number. My number's the same. You got my number. You can call me anytime.
Well, I actually didn't have your number, Henry, but like
and as soon as I heard, what did I do?
Let me ask you my number. But let me ask you a question, because the guy last night, he said that he gave Caesar $1 million. When he said he came to the office, you were right there to greet him. He said he felt like you were part of the entire process as far as bringing him into the, him even deciding to make this investment. He's like, I would have made $1 million investment if I didn't have DJ Envy co-signing him and telling me that, yo, he's a good dude. And then I come to the office and he's in the exact same office as I'm walking in before we even come to an agreement on the deal. So how do you feel like you play a part in that when an investor feels like, hey, my investment decision is based off the fact that I'm watching you sit in the same office with this guy, right? This guy said he was on his deathbed. He got $1 million lawsuit from a multi-million-dollar lawsuit from almost dying. He invests his money with Caesar and he's been chasing his money.
Now you telling me because I'm in the same office with somebody doing my car show business and somebody's in another office building, another office spot doing something else that I know what he's doing in that office space. And I greet everybody that comes in the office. You know why? Because that's what my mom taught me to do, because I'm a respectful, kind person. I don't care if you're young, if you're old, if you're black, if you're white, if you're Spanish. If you walk into my office, I look everybody in the eye and I say hello. And the reason why I do that is because 9 times out of 10, I got a couple $100,000 car outside and I want to see who's coming in and out my office. Now, if you go into another office and have a conversation with somebody and you decide to do whatever you want to do, that has nothing to do with envy. If Envy said, do this because I said it's cool, that's a different story. If you see Envy's name on the contract, that's a different story. But now it seems like you're fishing for things that put me involved. Just because I'm in the office with somebody else doesn't mean that me and that person is doing anything with each other.
Well,
doesn't mean I'm co-signing anybody. Doesn't mean that at all. And now if that person,
we look at you and Caesar from a perspective that you guys are business partners. So like every time I've ever seen anything with real estate, you guys both do it together. Like
no, we all business partners.
When I see the events, anytime I see Caesar never speaks. I only hear you speak. So
no, Caesar definitely speaks.
Every time we see an ad, I see he's looking over like this, and you are actually doing the presentation. So he's not like the person that's the spokesperson. So I'm just like, just being real. When we look at it, like this man wouldn't have. Nobody would fuck with Caesar if it wasn't for DJ Envy. Like I wouldn't know who he was if it wasn't for you. Like most of these people wouldn't, when you say I'm attaching you, it's because you marketed them. Everywhere we see FlippingNJ, there's DJ Envy. So if I'm just looking at it and I'm saying, if this is a guy that I'm investing with, I'm investing based off your likeness.
Well, see, this is the thing. I'm not anybody's babysitter. I don't tell people what to do and what not to do. Now, Caesar's a guy that got me into real estate, and he got me into real estate where I purchased a lot of homes. And because of that, he made me a lot of money where I own these houses and I have tenants. And I was excited about it. And I was excited about it because not too many people that look like me are buying property. So I told Caesar, let's teach people how to do it. Now, we taught a lot of people how to do it. We taught a lot of people how to buy homes. We taught a lot of people about FHA and things that people had no idea about. Now, that's my business with Caesar. That's my business with a lot of people. Now, if you go outside of that and want to jump in on your own, that has nothing to do with the kid. That has nothing to do with me. I'm not part of those deals. I'm not part of anything that goes on. I could be a partner with Elon Musk, and me and Elon Musk do Teslas together. Now, if Elon Musk decides he wants to do his space property, and he does some foul shit on the space property, people are like, oh, well, I invested because Envy was part of the Tesla. No, that ain't got. Then people need to stop being followers and be leaders. People got to do their own homework. When I give anybody money for any of my investments, some do well, some don't do well. All my investments, I do my own homework. If you come up to me right now and say, yo, Envy, I got a crib in Miami and it's worth this, I'm not doing it because you a nice guy that got a lot of followers. I would be a fucking asshole. I call my accountant and I'm like, hey, look at this deal. Does this deal make sense? No, it doesn't make sense. I'm not doing it. So that's how it is. That's what people
I like keeping it real, right? 100%. So how has your business dealings been with Caesar?
Some have been great, some haven't been. Some have been really good and I made a lot of money, and some have been slow. And that's why I say when people invest money, sometimes it goes like this, right? And you know this. I didn't hit with Caesar a couple of times and flip money in less than 30 days. Some of my builders, like the school, we still got, and I haven't got my money back yet. But I know that's part of the game. But I also do know there's certain things that need to happen. Like when it comes to Caesar, we've had a conversation, and I spoke to him, and I spoke to Jen, and I told him if he does, and I asked him personally, I said, do you owe people money?
Does he owe you money?
We have an investment together that we're going to sell. He does not owe me money. We partnered up on a property. We partnered up on a property.
Does he owe
you
money, DJ Envy?
It's a school. Let me tell you.
You and I talked offline, DJ Envy.
No, I'm going to tell you 100%. No, I'm going to tell you 100%.
You can't do that, DJ Envy.
I'm gonna tell you the truth. You're gonna let me speak or we not?
No, but we gotta do. If we're gonna tell the truth, we gotta tell the truth.
We gonna tell the truth.
Now,
we speaking the truth. Cause I tell you everything. I talk to you offline.
That's what I'm saying.
I told you, me and Caesar, we bought a school. That's the only outstanding deal that we have. That school never came back, and that school is not done yet. When I spoke to Caesar today, I told him I have a problem, and he said I'm giving you your money back. That's it. So we don't have any dealings with each other. And I even told you, because when we had that conversation, I called him last night. I'm like, do you owe anybody money? Caesar told me no. He said there was people that we invested with that did well, and there was people that we didn't invest with that it takes a little longer. And I told him, nigga, whatever you need to do, give them people back their money. That's all it is. But when it comes to it, that's what it is. And you find somebody else that will talk to you on live in a minute to talk to you about the real, because I honestly, we talked offline though. That's why I asked you the question. And it's like, we personally offline. I mean, I know you might be wanting to still not really throw your man under, but like, we talked offline. And we spoke online yesterday. That's why I was kind of upset when you put out a picture of me and Caesar and said DJ's Envy's partner owes all this money. And I'm like, damn, my nigga, we spoke last night. And I'm telling you, I would tell you. But, I get it. My name on it is a little, you get more clicks and all that.
1,000% it gets more clicks. But that's the same thing you do when you call out real estate investors and then you do a real estate event. That's called marketing, right? That was part of your marketing. Like you throwing somebody under the bus that fucks with you, which is weird. But I don't care, because I really didn't take nobody's money. And I just want to tell you, the dude that you talked about that allegedly owes $1 million, I just got off the phone with him. And the first thing he said was, I did meet you when I went to the office, but we never spoke. You just said hello and kept it moving. So, I don't know why Tony would say that, you certified that deal or you made the deal comfortable. Like, nigga, we didn't even talk. If he walked past me now, I wouldn't even know who he was. I speak to anybody that comes to my office. But what I would like to do, I would like to get Caesar on there and y'all have a conversation, and then you can ask him all the questions you need to ask him. So I asked you another question last night, because you were very direct about the fact that you wanted to distance yourself from being involved in any dealings that you didn't know about with Caesar and these investments. What do you feel like you should do as far as your platform responsibility with letting the people know that have invested with Caesar based off your likeness? Well, I tell everybody, no matter what you do when you invest, you make sure you do your homework when it comes to anything. This is what I tell everybody all the time. You make sure you do your homework. I do feel like you're saying Caesar's guilty before hearing his side of the coin, which I think is kind of crazy. I mean, anybody can say anything they want, man. I just seen today that I owe people money. I just seen all types of shit. But the thing is, I think you should have that man on here to have a conversation and give his side of the story. There's two sides of the story. Well, there's actually three sides of the story, right? His side, and then what's the truth. And I think before somebody starts saying that somebody owes somebody money or somebody doing something wrong and making an accusation and an accusation, I think you need to have him on there and clear his own name up. Well, I think that's fair, but I also I tried to call you today with him on the phone, and you said you were clearly busy. So he's not. We talking about. Don't try to flip the narrative on me, because that's bullshit. And then did I not call you? I'm gonna really swing it, because like I've been being nice and I've been trying to. You don't have to be nice. Did I not call you this morning? Tony, did I not call you? You said I called you 30 minutes. But you bullshitting too, right? I'm bullshit. Because the fact of the matter is that that Caesar's been doing bad business, and you just right now really trying to distance yourself because you don't want to be implicated with it. You know that he's been fucking people over. He fucked you over. He owes you money. You told me last night he owes you money. Like, this ain't me making up shit. This ain't me just coming out and attacking anybody. This is real people. And it's like, even like your man, the credit dude, that was a part of y'all whole situation, bro. He's out of 150,000. And nigga was out here talking about committing suicide. See, you can't play me like I'm the nigga that's just clout chasing or doing some bullshit. I'm really talking about people. Credit dude called me talking about he's in fear of his life. Like, he's like, yo, I'm in fear of my life, and these niggas took my money. I got 7 or 8 DMs of people that's $400,000 or $500,000, bro. Last night on the phone, you told me, yo, this nigga owe me over $500,000. Don't do me now. You're gonna try to get online and make me look like shit, because then I'm gonna come back with the smoke. And this is the thing. You could come back with whatever you want. I'm gonna come back with the smoke. I just got off the phone with credit dude. I just got off the phone with credit dude, and credit dude told me that you were making things up. I just got off the phone with credit dude, and you said it's making things up. I just got off the phone with him. So obviously you are clout chasing, because the main thing that you did was fuck up is you added my name. And that's what you did. You added my name because that's what it was. He owe you money, but
did the real thing, and I came on here and spoke to you like a man. I didn't talk behind your back, and that's what real niggas do. When we have a conversation or disagreement, we have a conversation. All that other shit is out the window. And I'm trying to get Caesar on the phone because I called you earlier, and I tried to get him on the phone with you. I didn't try to call you earlier when you said, yo, call me back in 30 minutes, and when you call me back, I tried to call him.
Didn't you talk to me since then?
And didn't I try to call him with you on the phone? Did I try to call him
with you on
the phone? Answer yes or no.
Don't act like I ducked your phone call, my nigga.
You full of shit.
Yes or no? Did you say that the nigga owe you money?
Obviously you full of shit. I tried to be a real nigga and talk to you, but you just clown like everybody else. I salute you. I hope you get that nigga on the phone, and I hope y'all clear it up. And anybody, if he does owe you money, I hope that y'all get it, and I hope y'all get it straight.
How much of the money did you get from
I'm gonna do my best to make sure that if there is a problem, issue, even though I'm not involved,
hey, you manipulate right now, bro. Like you trying to dismiss yourself from the shit that you got going on.
Love you, brother. I love you, brother. Peace.
How you distance yourself when you the only reason that this nigga know who you are? We only know FlippingNJ based off him. Yeah, Tony is always this petty because you niggas are sitting back and okay with a nigga stealing millions of dollars from his community and saying that he's doing it for the community. See, the exact same shit that DJ Envy said he was against when he said that, hey, I'm against the gurus who are coming out here and taking advantage of people and selling their courses and programs for hundreds of thousands of dollars. He came out and did the exact same shit. He came out and did the exact same shit. So how do you say, hey, look, I'm against all these niggas that's doing this, and now you and your man got all these people that's missing money? Like real shit. Like, look at this shit. We got real motherfuckers. Where's this at? It's a $500,000 right here. $500,000 right here. Another joint right here. This is $1 million. Contracts. Signed. The man sits on the phone with me last night, tells me exactly what's going on. And the crazy part, Envy, you gotta know who you're talking to. I always keep receipts, bro. Like, I don't know why niggas be trying to play the little dummy game, because now I'm gonna do like this. I'm gonna show you the level of petty that TonyTheCloser goes on, right? See, last night you tried to come off, and now you want to play, right? So let's do this, nigga. I'm gonna show you how you when you try to play the little manipulation game. So you forgot this though.
My name in another business. And this is what the problem. You didn't see that as a business when we educated our community about real estate, right? And we brought people, authentic people to our seminars. You, not the credit union. Not the mortgage guy, the credit union, and all that. And we were successful because we taught people about real estate and we didn't charge much money. Did well. Now, he has another business, which I'm not a part of, where I guess he takes money from people to invest in whatever he invests in, whatever he does. That has nothing to do with me. Anybody who gave that man money can never say, I gave him money and Envy was there. Or I gave him money and Envy.
See, now you're going to unlock my petty, nigga.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it bothers me. Because this is not the first time I heard it. After Credit Union went on your show, I heard that before. And it bothers me because they put in here shit that I ain't got nothing to do with. Because I ain't never take a nigga. Like, nobody can ever say I gave AD $1. They can never say I gave AD a check. They can never say I gave anything nothing. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like me and Styles P. We only just bought. We only just bought themselves. Now, Styles P does another business, and let's say his other business is fucked up. His other business ain't got nothing to do with anything.
Right.
Now, I do get it because people look like, oh, nah, I fuck with Caesar because Envy fuck with Caesar. But, like I told everybody in my seminar, you was there. I said, anybody up here, I tell you to do your homework. Even if I tell you I use them. Because what people do for me is not what they're going to do for everybody else. And I don't like the fact that my name is this shit because nobody can ever...
Just sit back and listen.
I never did one-on-one with niggas because I don't like taking niggas' money. If Caesar did one-on-one, what did I do? I moved my office to another office. I didn't want to be part of that because I never want to take a nigga money. I got my own shit. I never want to take any reason. I never want to take a nigga money because this situation right here.
Yeah, C's got, I'm going to be honest, man, C's got you looking like you mixed with it because, you know, you put him on the platform. So.
Right, but it's like anything else. Yeah, I did. Like, I put them on the platform because of what we taught people. But outside of that, I've never did. And this is strictly between me and you. I've never took $1 from anybody. Nobody. Even the credit union. When the credit union, so, you know, I own part of the credit union company. I bought in part of that company. I own 25% of the company.
Yeah, he was even like, I talked to him offline, and he was like, you know, he's like, man, it's been dark for me, man. He's like, niggas is making threats. They bullying me. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was like, this shit bad, man. I lost everything. He was like, nobody doing nothing right. And I'm like, he's like, I'm about to foreclose on shit. I'm about, you know, getting shit repo. I'm trying to, like, he was just having like a real vulnerable type conversation. And he was like, he really wasn't coming at you more so, but he was like, you know, everybody know what's up. He's like, you know, it ain't just, he said it's like everybody in this shit. It's not just like it's a one. He's like, I don't fuck with nobody no more. He's like, he made a point to be like, I don't fuck with nobody. I was like, so you don't fuck with envy? He's like, bro, like, I'm my own person, bro. I don't, like, he's like, none of them did me right.
Bro, let me tell you about credit. Well, see, credit has problems. I don't know if you know that. That military has problems, right? So the credit union gave Caesar money.
Here we go.
I don't know how much money. It's not my business. And it's the thing. I don't like to get involved because you didn't come to me when you asked me, should I invest? You just did it on your own.
Right, and I get that.
Yeah. And then it didn't work. But now it didn't work. Now you're telling me you're empty. Oh, so-and-so owe you money. I'm like, nigga, what that got to do with me? I'm not that man. I don't have that business with that man. I don't invest with that man. I invest like, I do my own shit. When I buy my property, I buy it in my own name, in my own business, in my own LLC that my daughter runs. I don't run nothing through him. So if somebody would call me and say, you're empty, what do you think? I'd have been like, nah, I wouldn't do it. I'll do it on your own. But nobody called. They only call when they feel like they just got it. And my whole thing is, should have called me before. Don't call me after, because that ain't got nothing to do with me. And I'll be honest, I don't know what, like, I hit the nigga the other day. I'm like, my nigga, you owe me this money? Nah, I don't owe nobody money. I'm like, my nigga, I got a couple of calls where you can tell me you owe the money. Nah, I don't know anybody. I said, my nigga, because if you owe me this money, it's going to be a problem. And I said, there ain't going to be a problem with you. It's going to be a problem with your wife. It's going to be a problem with your daughter. And see, that's the main reason why I don't take niggas' money. Because when you take niggas' money and you owe niggas money, that's a bigger problem. That's bigger than anything. And nobody can ever say, Benji owes you money.
Bro, that nigga today, that mill, that nigga was talking like, he's like, bro, I don't even want to say no federal shit, nothing like that, but like, the nigga sent me $1 million and shit be sent to seas, and that nigga like, you know, that's some real heavy change, man, so, you know.
And I feel, like, niggas get say, but you gotta understand niggas, because if I said niggas, they don't even gotta be a million, they could be 50,000. And the nigga ain't got no money when he comes, it's a problem. It's a problem. But like I said, I honestly don't know. And when I say I don't know, I don't get in that man's business. You know what I mean? Because it's none of my business. I don't have that business with him. But if a nigga say, yo, I gave him $1 million, right? And then niggas look at me like, well, I could see it. And he got a bunch of cars, he got a bunch of credit, and that's what he's doing with it. But now I look at Caesar.
Because that's what it looked like. You know that's what it looked like.
But I look at Caesar and I'm like, I really don't know where the money got. Caesar don't have a bunch of cars. Caesar don't take a bunch of extravagant trips. Caesar don't have a drug habit. He don't have a gambling habit. He's not a drinker. Caesar don't have none of that. So to me, it's weird. But it's not my place and not my business, because that's not part of my business. And all of these niggas that gave him the money or whatever it is, not one nigga can say Envy was there. Not one nigga can say Envy was out.
Bro, you know they don't come off your cosign, though, Envy. Nobody would have fucked with him without your cosign.
Yeah, but I get it, but that's true. And I hate when I heard today, it was like Envy. I'm like, Envy ain't got nothing to do with Envy wasn't there. Now you say Envy because I'm the name. But nigga, Envy ain't got nothing to do with that shit. Envy was nowhere around. My business was teaching people about real estate.
Sit back and listen. You ain't listened yet. See, y'all niggas ready to be fans and just shut up and be objective and sit back and listen, nigga.
I know people get multi-units where I charge nothing. Not a red thing. To help people move around because I wanted to build up my community with real estate. And that's the truth. Nobody gets to say they gave Envy $1 to even help. Because I won't take niggas money. I don't need it. I'm in a room right now. $25,000. I don't need it. I'm good. The practical pays me millions. I am good. So when I hear shit like that, I'm like, come on. That's why it's like, come on, nigga. I'm like, I don't have nothing. I didn't take a nigga money. Nobody could ever say, I take a nigga down. Now, they could say Caesar, they could say Jim, they could say credit union, they could say all of that. But nobody could ever say Envy was there, Envy took my money, Envy was on the phone, Envy said he was...
Sit back and listen. Just wait.
Because I don't do it. And I get
Just
it
wait.
because I'm a nigga. But, like I said...
You get hit with the... Man, like, I mean, I get that you're not responsible as far as, you know, the transaction, but niggas is literally saying your name first. Like, bro, like, you know, niggas in my DM, because I done called out Jay Morrison, like, they've been sending me shit on C's for a minute, but, like, I just try to really remain neutral with it. The nigga just happened to come, like, first off, credit dude come and he hit me with this shit out the blue. I was like, oh, shit. But I ain't even put no tag, no name on it. I just let that shit slide. I was like, I ain't got nothing
Listen to the full conversation so nobody say nothing edited. That's why I'm playing the whole thing. Just listen to it.
So you got like a fucking, I got 1,000 niggas in the chat, and we talking about a scammer named Big Business, and then they say, hey, yo, nigga got me for $1 million. And you know, that got everybody attention live because we was thinking he was talking about big business. I was like, man, what? $1 million? And he was like, yo, check y'all DM, nigga. He's like, DJ Envy, Caesar. I was like, oh, shit. Like, the nigga just put that shit in the chat. So it's like, you know, the whole chat go crazy. Like, what the fuck? You start comments coming.
Like I said, that shit bothers me. So I won't ask if a nigga ever say something, but like I spoke to him. And Envy ain't got nothing to do with those. And I'm gonna be 1,000% real with you, right? I'm gonna read you a text. Right? So I had seen hit me up. Yo, I thought we was getting up. I said, my nigga, this is getting crazy. He goes, talk to me, bro. I'm sick as hell. I said, you owe me some bread. And I need my bread. I said, not only that, I pray to God.
You owe me some bread.
Flip to down and the stuff you're doing with people. I hope you are doing what you say because it's starting to look crazy. He goes, yeah, a couple of people are flip-flopping, but not students. Everybody's learning and buying. I said, my nigga, I pray to God you didn't take nobody's money. I told you before, do not take a nigga money, do not compare a nigga back. Nigga said, nah, it's crazy because people loved me before and now they hate me. I said, niggas never love me. I said, they love the fact that they could get money from you. And I said, I told you before, do not take a nigga money. Nah, I don't owe anybody money. We're straight with everything. I said, I pray to God and I hope so. I said, because you're dealing with niggas that's not investors. You're dealing with street niggas. And if you owe street niggas money, they come in for blood. Nah, I'm good. All right. So, but that's my combo with him. Because I honestly don't know. It's not like I'm sitting like, yeah.
No, bro. Like that's the, like, I'm just gonna keep it a buck. Like, niggas is really talking street time. And that's, that, like, I was, the way the live was going is it was a nigga that got hit for like 100,000. He was like, he was about to go pull up on the nigga Greg. And I was like, hey, y'all listen, man. I was like, I know you frustrated, but like, don't go crash out. That was a conversation which led to niggas like, nah, I'm about to be on some demon time. These niggas got me for $1 million. That's how, now that you're saying that shit, that's how it, like, it played out in the live. And I was like, yo, what the fuck? I'm like, man, nigga, ain't nobody getting nobody for no $1 million. Nigga send them motherfucking DMs with the shit, contract, everything. Jenny signed the contract, like everything. Like I'm looking at it. It's like Jenny signed it.
Right. And that's another thing. His wife, everything's in his wife's name. But like I said, you don't see any name on that shit because I really hadn't.
Nah, but you know what they doing. I mean, my nigga, like, I respect you, so like I'm keeping it real. Like, niggas not you promoting them. So like. Niggas is like, when
I promote them for the classes that we were teaching when we were teaching people for $99. And see, that's what this shit's fucked up. Yeah, and I want you to also think, when's the last time you seen me and Caesar together? When's the last time you seen us post a video? When's the last time you seen us pick? At least, like, I don't even know if you know, I moved my office from his office. We had offices together. I moved out of it.
Now he's separating himself.
Like, this shit don't feel right.
Oh, now this shit don't feel right.
I can't shit on a nigga because I don't know what's going on. And if credit dude didn't say that, other niggas when it came out. But when credit dude said it, mad niggas was like, oh, it's not just him, it's me. And that's when the shit hit the fan.
Yeah, you know when Credit Dude said that shit, bro, I really, motherfuckers be hitting me up always trying to get me to, expose shit, but I'm like, man, I'm not no motherfucking scam buster or no shit like that. I got a real business I'm trying to run. And I look up to, after that the Credit Dude shit, and it's like, niggas sending me shit with like 400,000 and all that. And I still was like, I'm staying out of that shit. But today, the nigga just put that shit in the chat where the nigga, it was like you couldn't even avoid it. You put it where it's fucking 1,000 people talking about scamming. He's like, yo, I got a receipt. It's $1 million. Da 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 da. And he placed the names in the chat. Can't even it's like you know what I'm saying? It's like it ain't like a nigga even trying to single niggas out. It's like, hey, bro, this nigga is literally in the chat. He said, you think about it. You looking at a chat, nigga talking about scamming, and somebody say, yo, nigga got me for $1 million. Everybody like, yo, what the fuck?
No, I get it, because I would be saying, but I'm just telling you, so you know what it is, 1,000%. So for me to play, like, you can even say, I spoke to him. I spoke to him, and I have no problem getting online with you because my thing with me is my name is Greg. I can talk to anybody, because not a nigga can say, and I'll tell you something that this is off the line. I got a call from an attorney, and the attorney was like, look, Envy, I got a bunch of clients that they're about to go to the government. And I'm like, well, you can, because it don't got nothing to do with me. You do what you got to do. Everything I did was 100% in proof, right? Well, my shit was to teach people about real estate, and that's what I did. And I put people on, and I was on, and this is why it bothers me.
You think about it.
Let me run that back one more time.
Nigga talking about scamming, and somebody say, yo, nigga got me for $1 million. Everybody like, yo, what the fuck?
No, I get it, because I would be saying, but I'm just telling you, so you know what it is, 1,000%. So for me to play, like, you can even say, I spoke to him. I spoke to him, and I have no problem getting online with you because my thing with me is my name is Greg. I can talk to anybody, because not a nigga can say, and I'll tell you something that this is off the line. I got a call from an attorney, and the attorney was like, look, Envy, I got a bunch of clients that they're about to go to the government. And I'm like, well, you can, because it don't got nothing to do with me. You do what you got to do. Everything I did was 100%.
You about to go to the government? You got an attorney calling you saying they about to go to the government?
That's what I did. And I put people on, and
So he didn't know about this stuff?
Oh,
man.
Do you know how many
So you knew your man was scamming?
I turned down because Jay Morrison was on it? Mm-hmm. Do you know how many panels I turned down because Big Business was on it? Because I always felt like if them niggas was on it, I couldn't be on it. To the point where Jay Morrison used that to call Caesar Castle because he used his property to say it was his. And you know what, that nigga was so mad people want it. So I'm like, nah, I'm not doing it. But this shit is crazy to me.
Bro, this shit.
And I'm just telling you, so if somebody ever comes in and they say, Envy, I want you to be like, we can get Envy on right now. I spoke to Envy. Envy ain't got nothing to do with that. If you get that money to Envy or so-and-so, or you gave it to so-and-so, and the perfect example is, like I said, if me and you own a McDonald's together, we own a business, and that business is doing well. And then you spread out and do another business. That other business ain't got nothing to do with me because I ain't on that business. To the point where I stopped doing seminar. When's the last time Envy did a seminar with you?
Hey, let me ask you this on some real shit, though. What do you think you should do as far as, like, letting people know that you distance yourself, though?
So this is what I just did. When I seen that message, when I seen the somebody tagged me on it, right?
Yeah.
This is exactly the message I sent to Caesar. I said, you need to fix this ASAP. I said, I gave you a platform to talk real estate and help people. I said, the amount of calls, and I said this to him and his wife, I said, the amount of calls I received that you owe people money is crazy. I said, to the fact that lawyers reached out to me and are going to the authorities. People are telling me checks are bouncing. They're saying they're not calling people back. I said, authorities call me, ask if I want to be involved with a lawsuit. And I said, there's nothing I can do because you still owe me money. I said, love y'all to death, but I'm not looking crazy. I didn't take out a person's money, nor have I been involved with y'all taking people's money. And I beg you, when we first started seminars, not to take anybody's money, a celebrity or nothing. I'm just telling you, if this is not fixed, this is going to be a huge problem, and I'm not being silent anymore. And I just said it like maybe 10 minutes ago. And like I said, I'm going to give them till I get back on Monday. After the break, if all the niggas that say you don't want to yourself. You got properties. I can't even sit here and lie. You got properties. You got, like, it's not like he's there on. It's not like no Jay Morrison shit where he ain't got no properties or whatever. He got land. So that land, because you got something for the low, get them to get their money back.
Yeah, that's the thing I said. I was like, yo, he just gotta make these people whole. And it sounds, bro, like hearing niggas say he bouncing $10,000, $11,000 checks. That's some scary shit, dog. Like, it's just like, god damn, man. Imagine giving a man $1 million and he bounced a $10,000 check to you. That shit that's out of this world.
That is way out of this world. Like you said, a $10,000 check, not $100,000, not $500,000, a $10,000 check.
Yo, that shit, bro.
So I just wanted to, this is my number, so I just wanted to let you know that if a nigga call you, you could say, I spoke to MD person, and this is what it is. I don't care, because, like I said, I've never taken a nigga dollar. Niggas never say, I gave MD money, DJ MD LLC money, Rashawn Casey money, or nothing. Not a dime.
Yeah, you definitely not on none of the that paperwork there for sure. I mean, I ain't see you on none of that. It definitely.
I mean, it can't be, because I'm really, like, when I say I'm 100%, like, this shit is baffling to me, 100%. Like, and a nigga can never say, I gave MD, but nigga can't even say he spoke to MD. But I not play those games.
Why, like this in your honest opinion, why you think this shit happened with him though? What would make C's fuck up like that?
The only thing I can think of, my nigga, and this is the truth, is that the nigga overextended himself. So he bought too many properties, and he's not getting the equity and get back on the property. He's kind of like, you know when a nigga say, yo, I'm gonna buy the block, and then they buy the block, they can't fix up the block, so now you got all these properties and don't have the income to fix it?
Yeah.
That's the only thing I can think. That's the only thing, because when it comes to it, nothing else.
Right, that's what I was just like, yo, what happened to the fucking money, man? This is the best real estate man. I've been making millions in this market. Like, this is like the best market ever. I'm like, god damn, niggas is fucking up right now.
And that's my point. I honestly don't know. Like, I wish you understand, I try to, like, if a nigga had a gambling habit, then you'd be like, oh, I get it. If a nigga had a flashy habit, like the fly private, like, you know how you see big business on a private jet? Then you'd be like, yeah, but you don't see that.
That's what I said. I said big business. I was like, yo, nigga, you on a private jet, I'm 30 to 50,000. That shit ain't cheap.
No, and I'll be honest with you, I got it. I'm good. Nigga, I never fly private. I will never give a private jet $30,000. Why? Because I'd rather get that money to my daughter. I think I'll fly first class. I'll fly Delta Comfort. To me, it don't matter.
That's what I said. I was like, nigga, I got me a couple PJs. I'm like, nigga, you tripping? And I got the money, nigga. I'm making real good money. But I'm like, man, no motherfucking way I'm about to be giving these niggas $30,000, $40,000 every time I get on the plane. Let me go spend this $1,500. I'll be in first class. I'm all right. Yeah, man.
So now listen to this, right? Why is this back? I spoke to Caesar today, and I know people are pissed off, and they have every right to be. I have everything for sale, including the schools. But you know, I own the school with it. The school you're in also has an offer on the table, so your money will be returned. I'm not sure what else to say. I'm doing all I can to salvage what I can. I'm afraid I will be left with nothing after everything is said and done. Like I said, I don't even know what their relationship is. You see what I'm saying?
Bro, what the fuck is going on over there, man? That's crazy, dog.
I wish I fucking, like, you see what I'm saying? Like, and this is all transparency. Like, I ain't even, this is crazy. Like, this is, when I say, let's go, I'm like, what? And the thing with me is, I wish I could be like, well, that's on y'all. The nigga owe me money. And the nigga owe me half the ticket. Not $50,000. He owe me $500,000, nigga. So think about it like this. If he owes me $500,000, a nigga that could get on the radio tomorrow and shit on him, you think he give a fuck about whoever was on your live?
What was y'all saying again? What was y'all saying again? What was y'all saying again? I can't hear you niggas. What was y'all saying again? What the fuck was y'all just saying again? What the fuck was you bitch ass niggas just saying again? What was you bitch ass niggas just saying that? Huh? I never said Envy did a goddamn thing. I never said Envy took one fucking dime. Any of y'all niggas that's in here talking, you never heard me accuse DJ Envy of taking shit. I said Envy knew what was going on, and he was even owed money and acted as if he didn't know what the fuck was going on. This man has been contacted by the fucking feds, and he's out here acting like he don't know what the fuck is going on. See, you niggas try to play that little weak ass shit, nigga. You can't play that game with me. That nigga sat there and said, hey, the attorneys already reached out and said there's several people coming together in the lawsuit. How do you want to be in this case? How do you want to handle this case? The attorneys have already reached out to me and said that there's a bunch of people coming together in the lawsuit. How do you want to handle this case? I never said Envy motherfucking stole a dollar. I never said he stole shit, but he knew exactly what was going on and he didn't say a goddamn thing about it. I ain't never say he stole a motherfucking thing. I ain't never say DJ Envy took nobody's money. What I said is, goddamn, he knew what was going on, and he tried to play off. He got on this live and tried to play like he didn't know what the fuck was up. He got on the live and tried to clean his hands and act like, hey, look, it ain't got nothing to do with me. I never said Envy stole shit. I never said that he motherfucking did nothing. But he marketed that dude, and he knew that he was stealing, and he still didn't tell anybody about it. See, all y'all niggas want to try to play off on it. You got to pay attention to how people market. His whole idea, what he did with Caesar, is he shout out and he talked about fortune builders and all the people who do these $50,000 and $100,000 programs, but then they go off and then the people get nothing in return. Well, guess what he just created? The same exact thing that he talked shit about. See, if you pay attention to the big picture, see, y'all niggas only pay attention to the shit that's right here in your face, and that's why I don't like you low IQ, low intelligent ass niggas, because you niggas is easy niggas to get scammed. That's why there's niggas out here that got scammed for $1 million and shit like that, because you niggas ain't smart enough to be able to comprehend. See, the first thing that they created is he created a straight hate movement against the white people by saying, hey, the white people go and do fortune builders and charge $40,000, $50,000 and people leave with nothing. And then they went out and created the same type of thing. They created a low ticket price point, which they marketed and got a whole bunch of people to come into. And then they started getting on the back end, and Caesar was charging people 6 figures plus and taking their fucking money. They did the same exact fucking thing. See, a lot of y'all niggas too goddamn slow to pay attention. So you think that a nigga got to hate on somebody. See, the shit's right there in your face. You got people out here. This guy literally had $1 million stolen from him from money that he got when he almost died. Listen to me. Listen to me. How do you go after? And this isn't saying DJ Envy stole a dollar. This is saying DJ Envy knows exactly what was going on, and he played like nothing was happening. Then you get up here and get on the live, and you ask, when was the last time you seen me post them? When's the last time you seen me around them? So why haven't you told your audience about it? Why haven't you alerted your audience that somebody that you promoted to them, your business partner, is a predator? Why wouldn't you let your audience know that, hey, this guy that I've invested in owes me, so you guys are apparently fucked because he hasn't even paid me? It would be simple business if you were doing everything ethically. It'd be like, hey man, it's just easy as me getting on the radio and blasting it on the radio, and everybody knows about it. You heard him say it out of his own mouth. You heard him say it out of his own mouth. Why didn't you disassociate yourself? Why didn't you alert people that he'd been taking money? I just want to know, like, these are just basic questions, man. You guys want to come out here, you want to play the game, and you try to manipulate the conversation. So what you try to do is you try to play off on people's IQ, but man, I'm extremely intelligent. Like, you can't say that, hey man, I could get on the radio and in 1 minute blast you and everything be done, but then in the next same breath, you don't say anything to all these people.
That's what I said. I was like, nigga, I got me a couple PJ. I'm like, nigga, you tripping? And I got the money, nigga. I'm making real good money. But I'm like, man, no motherfucking way I'm about to be giving these niggas $30,000, $40,000 every time I get on the plane. Let me go spend this $1,500. I'll be in first class. I'm like, yeah, man.
So now listen to this, right? Why should you back? I spoke to Caesar today. And I know people are pissed off, and they have every right to be. I have everything for sale, including the schools. But you know, I own a school with it. The school you're in also has an offer on the table, so your money will be returned. I'm not sure what else to say. I'm doing all I can to salvage what I can. I'm afraid I will be left with nothing after everything is said and done. Like I said, I don't even know what their relationship is. You see what I'm saying?
Bro, what the fuck is going on over there, man? That's crazy, dog.
I wish I fucking, like, you see what I'm saying? Like, and this is all transparency. Like, I don't even, this is crazy. Like, this is, when I say nuts, so I'm like, what? And the thing with me is, I wish I could be like, well, that's on y'all. The nigga owe me money. And the nigga owe me half a ticket. Not $50,000, he owe me $500,000, my nigga. So think about it like this. If he owes me $500,000, a nigga that could get on the radio tomorrow and shit on him, you think he give a fuck about whoever was on your live? You know what I'm saying?
So what, like real talk, how do you handle this with all these people that's putting you side by side with this though? Cause like they saying DJ Envy and Caesar, they're not even saying, like obviously we know that you ain't take the bread, but like bro, they say your name before they say his name.
Which is crazy. I mean, like I said, I'm gonna give him to after Memorial Day, Monday, Tuesday. If I don't hear something that makes me feel warm and coming, and I'm gonna get on the radio and I'm gonna get on live, and if a nigga, you know, I'll take it. I think this is the thing. I can take a nigga on live because I really don't know it. Because like, yo, I gave you. I said, who did you give money to? Did you see me? Because I never took a nigga dollar.
I can respect that.
And this is what she said. She said, all I can do is I'm gonna make sure everyone gets their money back, even if I'm left with nothing. Hey. It's really crazy.
Damn, dog. This shit is what, man. I seen a nigga put $1 million in the comment. I'm like, $1 million? Man, he sent them motherfucking screenshots with that shit. I said, oh, fuck. And he asked me to promote this joint. I remember, like, he sat down with me. I was about to promote this shit, bro.
Yeah. But it goes a step further. You know, a lady, this dude that he got about $500 million. See, the thing that's fucked up is, of course, if it was done right, it would be such a good thing, bro. The lady that has $500 million was going to give Caesar $20 million. And the $20 million he was supposed to use for people to get loans. So that way they wouldn't have to go to your typical bank. Because if Caesar looked at the deal and seen the deal was good, he could actually lend you the money at a good percentage. And you wouldn't have to go through all the hoops and all that other shit. Mm-hmm. I thought that was brilliant. I thought that was, I was like, yo, that's good. I said, that's where you change the game, because now a person could get a first-time buy, because now you can do a house based off of somebody's house. Meaning, I might not have all my paperwork for my job. You know what I mean? I might do landscaping on the side. I might be a strip on the house is good. You can see that the house is good and has the equity. You can still get that money.
Yo.
This is absolutely crazy, man. And this goes back to what I've been saying time and time again. A lot of these people and these platforms will be aware, will know that dude ain't standing upright, that he's not doing good business, but they won't say nothing publicly. Understand that if you stand next to someone publicly, if you endorse them publicly, if they get clout and they get celebrity off of your name, and then you find out that they're doing bad business, and you don't use that same platform that you have to make those people aware publicly, you are just as bad as that individual. And people get mad at me when I say that, but it's just the way it has to be. You cannot just sit up here and say, I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to wait till Tuesday. Because a lot of our people, they buy based upon the stamp that you give them. We do business based upon trust. So people are gaining your trust through these platforms, through these celebrities, through these podcasts, through these radio shows. The Breakfast Club is not just a nationally syndicated and streamed radio show, right, through iHeartMedia and iHeartRadio, but this is global, this is international. DJ's Envy brand allows people like Caesar to reach people throughout the world, people who he would have never been able to reach without that platform. And he's saying right now in the call that he knew, he was aware that this individual was doing bad business. And did he come out and say anything? So his silence is support.
And in addition to that, did you ever actually have real successful business with him? Because what I want to question is he's like trying to say, I tell people to do your due diligence, but did you actually do your due diligence before you actually open them up to millions of people that you actually told them to come to your events? Or was it all about the money that you were actually making in the damn event space? Because you guys were going to, multiple cities, getting thousands of people to come. So you're making millions of dollars. So did you do your due diligence? Because from what I heard you say, nigga, you done lost your money. So if you done lost your money in the motherfucking deal, and everybody else losing their money, but the only reason you ain't said nothing is because maybe you have a fear that if you say something, you lose your money, because you've already admitted that there's an attorney that's reached out and trying to include you in the lawsuit. And I never said DJ Envy did anything as far as taking someone's money. But he knew that something was wrong and he did nothing. That's my point that I was making. And it's his influence that got all these people that would even invest with Caesar. Because the reality is that nobody actually would do business with Caesar if Caesar stood on his own. He's a felon that's a bad body fucking guy that nobody would even know. The reality is the only reason that he's known is because Envy gave him a platform, Envy gave him a voice, Envy said, hey, this is my reformed friend who is now doing real estate, and we're doing business and making millions of dollars together. That's the only reason that anybody ever did business with FlippingNJ Caesar. So when you come out here, you now try to distance yourself from the exact same type of business that people are getting into, right? Let's keep this shit clear, right? It wasn't that people were coming to FlippingNJ and trying to get them to teach them football or internet marketing. They went to him for one specific reason, and that was to get real estate properties under what the guise of what they had already been saying they were doing under real estate. So they're saying that they own 3,000 plus properties, and now you got all these people seeing DJ Envy stamp him saying that he's official. You guys are sharing the office space, and now people are coming in and bringing in millions of dollars to you guys. Do you think that doesn't matter? Do you think that just because you say, hey, we only do live real estate events together, that when somebody walks into your business place, that you're going to now say that they wouldn't expect that you have part in that real estate transaction if somebody gives you $500,000 or $1 million? Are you telling me that you think they're going to just absolve you of any of that? Man, come on, dog. You got to do better than that. Y'all got to stop trying to play with people's intelligence because it's flat out disrespectful.
Absolutely. And this goes back to what I've been saying for a very, very long time. What is the criteria for these people to be experts in real estate, experts in crypto, experts in NFTs, experts in investing and trading? How do they get on these podcasts? How do they get on these platforms? How do they get these stamps? Are you really vetting these people and seeing, do they have the deeds that they say they do? Have they flipped the amount of real estate properties that they've done? Do they have the actual transactional history to prove that they're experts in these fields? Or are you standing next to these people because you have a financial interest in propping them up like they're an expert? See, what happened over the past 3 years is that we were in a bubble. So a lot of people had PPP money, had stimulus money, or were going out here doing funding and leveraging their credit to go out here and run these quote unquote plays. And now what we're starting to see is that now the bottom is falling out the economy. The Fed has raised interest rates. Now we're starting to see most of these people were not experts. They were not financially literate.